Please, believe me when I say taking care of our planet is important. I'm Stephanie Tucker, and welcome to EcoVision. When you think about protecting the planet, some of the first things that come to mind are greener transportation and recycling. But did you know that one of the best ways you can protect the environment is to look at what's on your own plate? Today, let us dive into some of the ways that we can grow locally and eat sustainably here in our province. First up, we're checking in with Conservation Corps Newfoundland and Labrador's Growing Through the Ages program, which connects youth and seniors through gardening. Let's check it out.
My name is Linda Bailey, and I'm the chairperson of the Carmenville Habitat Committee. We were lucky enough to be able to do the Growing Through the Ages program, where the students worked with seniors in the community to plant flower boxes. So we were lucky enough to receive 3 boxes. We put 2 at the Carmenville Manor, which is a seniors home here in the community, and we put 1 at our town office. And the seniors at the home had a wonderful time working with the students, and they really formed some good relationships there.
It was really great fun spending the days up with the seniors and hearing some of their stories and being able to just relax and get work done.
And the seniors really enjoyed that. They were helping us plant and paint the boxes and everything. That was so much fun. It was really hands-on, and I loved to be part of that with the seniors and connecting with them and stuff like that. They enjoyed it so much. I mean, for them to come outside and actually do something instead of always being inside the home, and they loved it.
Every Wednesday, we invite the seniors over, and then we get a lot of advice on our gardening. They come out, they help us water the garden, they tell us how to grow things, what they've learned back in their day, and we just spend some time with them. We really enjoy it. It's a lot of fun, and even on days that's not Wednesday, when they're not scheduled to come over and hang out with us, you'll see seniors always coming over to the garden and keeping the things growing and helping us out. It's been a lot of fun.
This project is special to me because not only do I live in this community, but I see the need for fresh fruits and vegetables across the board. They're gotten so expensive in low-income areas that you can't afford to buy a $5 green pepper. So being able to grow it and give it away to the community it just fills your heart with the best, right? It's a great feeling to be able to give back to people who actually need it and appreciate it so much.
With the average age of farmers in our province being 55, it's really important to teach gardening skills to today's youth. In the city of Mount Pearl, Conservation Corps Newfoundland and Labrador's youth-led green team are really getting into food sustainability with their community gardens. We checked in to get a taste of what they're up to.
Hi, my name is Jessica.
My name is Paul Holly.
I'm Maggie. I'm Alex Hayward.
And I'm a green team member.
Working on the Mount Pearl Green Team.
And I'm part of the Mount Pearl Green Team.
For the Mount Pearl Green Team. This summer, our main focus has been building community gardens around the city. So we already had a few started up last year, but this year we're working on 3 new locations.
Gloria Pearson Community Garden, Hillcrest Estates Community Garden, and Forest Avenue Community Garden.
We did a bit of a checkup on the gardens from last season to see how things were running, and we kind of helped out with a few of the problems they were having there.
We also have helped out people planting and weeding somewhat in the seniors home.
With Growing Through the Ages, we put up an accessible garden box at Hillcrest Estates, one where people with disabilities or people who can't bend down actually are able to garden. I think that's really refreshing to have an accessible garden bed at the seniors' home.
With Going Through the Ages, what I really liked is that they helped us have all the garden beds. They helped us make them. And I really enjoy the fact that they help seniors and youth come together to garden.
Also, at the end of the year, we watered the garden with the seniors up at Hillcrest Estates, and we kind of did a bit of weeding and stuff. But again, it was nice to talk to them and get to know all the different types of things that they've been doing there.
My tip for community gardens is definitely to organize community garden cleanups at the beginning of the season and harvest at the end of the season, just to get everyone together and start off the season on a positive note and have a lot of fun at the end. That's what it's really all about, is bringing everybody together.
Canadians need to change the way that they interact with and value nature, and it has to start at a local level, and community gardens are a perfect example of what the right to a healthy environment means, and people can finally see that what they're putting into their bodies is actually coming right from the earth, and at the same time community gardens are like reducing our ecological footprint so much. I mean, there's no need to be importing so much food from long distances, not only for food security issues, but also because of the huge amounts of carbon emissions that come from it, when we can actually grow so much right here in Newfoundland. Being a part of this and getting to work as a part of this project and this kind of positive development in the community, it's definitely an honor. I'm so grateful to be a part of it.
This is my second summer being on the Green Team program, and it just keeps on getting better. I keep on learning new things and meeting new people. It's really fun, and I always enjoy working at Conservation Corps.
I really enjoyed working at the Green Team, and I think it's a really good experience for future youths if they want to get out there and be active in their community.
Working with the Green Team this summer has been an amazing experience for me. I got to meet so many great people in our community, and of course the members of my Green Team. We worked really well this summer, and it was awesome how much we were able to do in such a short time. And I'm really looking forward to coming back year after year to see how these gardens are doing, and I really hope to get a plot for myself one day.
Growing your own food would definitely make your grocery list a little bit shorter. And with community gardens becoming more and more accessible, many more of us might choose a plant-based lifestyle. We heard that Newfoundland was having its very first VegFest, so we checked in with the organizers to hear what the event was and to find out what it's all about.
VegFest is a celebration that happens all across the world, I guess, of plant-based lifestyles, veganism, vegetarianism. They vary a bit area by area, but we figured that it was time to have one here in Newfoundland.
I guess for me, I had never been to a VegFest before, but I knew that there were VegFests like all across Canada, and I actually went away on a trip to visit a farm animal sanctuary last year. And when I went away, I was so inspired by all these people that just devote their lives to saving farmed animals, and I just felt like I was finally with my people, you know? And there was so much talk about the VegFest in Toronto, and I just said, when I go home, I want to do something. So when I came back, I just put a post on NL Vegans, which is a vegan Facebook group here in Newfoundland. And I just said, hey, I want to do this. Does anybody else want to do this? And the most incredible group of people showed up that night, and we've been meeting together every week for the last 10 months.
I've always been into environmental organizations. I was the president of Project Green back at Memorial University, and I ran for the Green Party last year. So I've always been looking at different ways to express my environmentalism, and for me, veganism was a big one.
I guess I wanted to share veganism because I always thought that it would be too hard. I sort of wanted to do it, but I didn't think it was doable or it wouldn't be great. And then as I started learning more, it was amazing and it suited me perfectly. And I wanted to share this with people who may be in the same position that I was probably 2 years ago when I first went vegan.
The thing that I would like people to know about being vegan is that you think you're going to miss foods once you go vegan, but it really opens you up to a whole new genre, I guess, of foods.
A lot of people think that it's not going to be easy, or everything is going to taste bland, or you can only eat fruits, nuts, and seeds, or that it's also very expensive.
And any food that you like right now, if you're not vegan, it could be veganized. It can be made into the same tasting food, but out of vegetables or plants.
In regards to being expensive, it's the opposite. As most of us know, just looking at the meat and animal products that are sold in our grocery store, meat, eggs, beef, chicken, pork, all that is very, very expensive, whereas dried legumes or even canned legumes, which are very high protein, very high fiber, are probably $2 or less, as well as it tastes delicious. So instead of relying on that fat and that salt content in the meat, you're relying on a lot of these naturally based flavors in your produce and beans and legumes, stuff like that, as well as being very nutritious because you're getting all of this nutrition from the plants that you think you might not be able to get because meat is high in iron and protein, stuff like that, but it's very easy to get in a vegetarian or vegan diet.
Plant-based living is good for the planet for so many reasons. Like there's so much that you could get into with talking about that.
The way I explain it is it's mostly about efficiency. So when we eat plants, vegetables, fruits, nuts, we're eating pretty low down on the food chain. The higher up on the food chain that you eat, there's a lot more waste that happens because you have to feed a cow so much grain to create the meat, whereas you can just eat the grain and get it directly from the source.
It takes about 16 pounds of grain to feed one cow, enough to make just 1 pound of beef, whereas 16 pounds of grain could feed 10 people for the whole day.
There's also just like so much pollution that's caused from having all of these animals raised just for food. There's no sewage treatment set up in any of the factory farms, so often all the waste that comes from the animals just goes directly into our oceans and our waters.
So at this year's VegFest, we'll have vendors selling food, we'll have exhibitors selling like non-perishable stuff.
There's going to be music, so we're going to have musicians there singing for the kids and getting the kids involved. There's going to be face painting, and there's going to be speakers there so people can learn from other people that have changed into a plant-based lifestyle.
We're also going to have a panel, an Ask a Vegan panel, where we talk to local vegans about some of the difficulties and some of the advantages of being vegan here.
When people come to VegFest, they're probably going to experience lots of plant-based foods that they didn't even know existed. So there's going to be lots of delicious like cupcakes and treats and cakes and pizzas, and there's going to be so much food there. This is a celebration to bring people together, to expose people to plant-based living.
Well, what I'm most excited for at VegFest is obviously food, because it's my favorite thing. Also to have it all in one spot, so I can just go from table to table and not have to leave the premises, as well as like different merchandise and stuff that you may not have, these businesses don't have storefronts, so you'll be able to get like cool merchandise relating to veganism or the environment or vegetarianism.
I'm most excited to meet new people because part of starting NL Vegans was to create a community, and it's grown so much already, and that's my favorite part of it, is just seeing, because I'm the administrator of the group, so I have to accept the new members, and every second day there's someone new who joins, so this is just going to be like that, but even bigger.
My VegFest vision is that we're going to have a full event. So we're going to have lots of people this year that are going to show up and really have like an amazing time, and they're going to want to come back. I also am hoping that like a lot of the vendors that are coming, they're just starting out in their own businesses too. So I'm really hoping that that's going to help to jumpstart what they're doing, so that this time next year and the following year we have
we'll have so many plant-based businesses here in St. John's that we'll have to pick and choose rather than trying to find the ones that exist.
You can find out more on our Facebook page. You can just search even St. John's VegFest. We have a great Facebook page there, as well as we also have a website, stjohnsvegfest.ca.
What an awesome event. I can't wait for next year's VegFest. All those fruits and veggies just looked so appealing. Too corny for ya? Speaking of corn, it's one of the many vegetables that grows well here in our province. We wanted to learn some more about growing locally, so we checked in with Jennifer Wood from Food First NL to find out some tasty ways to be a part of the change.
My name is Jennifer Wood, and I'm the Education Manager with Food First NL. So Food First NL was formerly known as the Food Security Network of Newfoundland and Labrador, actually. And our mission is to actively promote comprehensive community-based solutions to ensure that all people at all times have physical and economic access to healthy food to live a well and active life. And that's basically the definition of food security. So food security is particularly important here in Newfoundland and Labrador, and particularly concerning sometimes because we have a really unique food system that is pretty vulnerable to a lot of external factors. So in general, a food system is comprised of 5 different components, all the way from making our food, which is production, to throwing away our food, which is disposal. And all of these components are deeply connected, and when something goes wrong with one of them, it can affect all of the others. And in turn, this can have a really negative impact on the cost of the food, the quality and freshness of the food, and the amount of food that we actually see on our shelves around here. So say for example, we have a storm and our boats can't travel and get the food here, we're gonna see higher prices of food, we're gonna see poor quality of food, and we might actually not see enough. So you might have experienced that yourself from time to time, especially in the winter months, and depending on where you are, you can feel that a lot more deeply because we've got a lot of communities in Newfoundland, but they're really far spread out and not everybody's going to have the same access to that fresh produce. So the way that a lot of us are eating today, we're buying in bulk, we're purchasing from large wholesalers where our food is heavily packaged and it's traveling thousands of miles to get here. The refrigeration and storage that's required along that long journey, that also emits a lot of gases. So looking at ways that we can source locally and cut all of those steps out, or for the most part, would be a really great way to reduce our carbon footprint. Because it has so far to travel, by the time it gets to us, the produce is not often of the greatest quality. So within a day or two of getting it home, sometimes it's winding up in our trash, which again is not good for the environment. So we want to look at ways that we can source locally, just grow as much as we need. So we're having better quality food and food that doesn't require the packaging, processing, travel that it takes to get here. So Newfoundlanders and Labradorians can eat sustainably by getting connected with the traditional foodways in Newfoundland and Labrador. So we have a really rich culture in acquiring our food from the land and the sea, and a lot of that has gotten lost in recent years. So some ways to eat more sustainably here in our province might be visiting a local farm, getting to know your local farmers. You could visit a farmer's market. They're starting to really take off around here. You might consider joining a community-supported agriculture, or CSA, and this is where you make a upfront commitment to a farmer for an entire season, and in turn they provide you with a weekly or bi-weekly supply of vegetables, fruits, preserves, herbs, and it's a really great way to keep your menu exciting at home and prevent falling into food ruts as well. Some other ways you could eat sustainably would be to do some wild harvesting, so hunting, fishing, trapping. It's not always as easy as it used to be, but learning those skills and knowing how to access your own food is really important. Another one, my personal favorite, would probably be berry picking. So we've got an abundance of wild edible berries in our province. It's a great way to get physically active, and you can kind of take as much as you can get your hands on and make it last all year by freezing it, preserving it in jams, jellies, that type of thing. You also might want to consider supporting local restaurants that source local foods. So we're starting to see this really take off as well, which is great. Statistics show that about a quarter of the food that we purchase actually ends up getting wasted. So if you want to eat more sustainably, think ahead before you go to the grocery store, before you go to your farmer's market, and base your meals a little bit more strategically. If you would like to check out our website, if you're looking for, whether you're an individual or your community group that's looking to get started with some new community food initiatives, whether it's just in your backyard, your kitchen, or an entire community, we've got tons of great resources on our website, so you can check it out at www.foodfirstnl.ca, and there you can find tons of resources, including best practices toolkits. We also have a seasonality chart, so if you're looking to find out what's in season, what can I plant when, and when can I harvest that, and what will I find if I go to a farmer's market. This is a really handy tool. It can help you kind of steer your food choices and your menu throughout the season.
Food First NL sure did plant the seed for growing local and how that can help the environment. In the town of Lewisporte, Conservation Corps Newfoundland and Labrador's Green Team are planting their own seeds to help improve food security in their community.
I'm Samantha Budgell.
Hello, my name is Andrew Ryan.
My name is Jenna Locke. I'm Laura Peckford. I'm the team leader with the Lewisporte Green Team this summer. This year, Lewisporte Green Team projects included the beautification of the Lewisporte Train Park, and we planted flowers there. And another big project was the community garden. That's been ongoing for the past 3 years. A lot of seniors and young people come and plant gardens there. It's a fun family thing to do. Some things that we've grown and other people have grown in the community garden is green onions and strawberry. People have been growing lettuce and cauliflower and spinach and beets. Beets are a big thing. There's tomatoes and peppers, kale, and lots of other things. There's everything there.
The community garden is a very important initiative because it brings families together. It also brings the community together. And if there are any residents of the community that can't have eat all their vegetables, like their lettuce and stuff like that could potentially go bad, we are asking that they actually donate it to the food bank so needy families around Lewisporte can actually get fresh vegetables.
This summer, one of the things we did was a community cleanup.
The community cleanup this year is a new initiative that the Green Team took on. It was a very big project.
We had all the 10 workers participate and clean up garbage.
We actually cleaned up the 4 entrances to Lewisporte where the town of Lewisporte adopted highways there.
We got 15 truckloads of garbage, and that was really awesome because it helped clean up the environment.
I had a really awesome summer with the Green Team. My team is awesome to work with. We work together really well, and hopefully I'll be back next year. Honestly, my favorite part working on this Green Team is actually working with other people. This is my first job as a team. With other people, it makes it a lot easier, and that's just coming here, they're so funny, and it makes the day worthwhile.
Working on the Green Team this summer has been a great experience, and I recommend it to anyone in upcoming years to try it out.
This is actually my 3rd year with CCNL as team leader. I keep coming back because CCNL is a fantastic organization, and it's such a fantastic experience to be able to work outside, and we get amazing amounts of positive feedback about the work we have done, and it's so enjoyable.
My favorite part about that project is that the youth of the Lewisporte Green Team wanted to donate their fresh-grown produce back to the local food bank. That's exactly the kind of EcoVision we love to see. We were hungry for some more eco-friendly ideas, so we checked in with the youth of CCNL's Green Team program to find out their best green tips. Let's hear what they had to say.
So a green tip that I could give to everyone is to always go into the restaurant as opposed to going through the drive-thru. Most times it is usually faster anyway, but it does a lot to help the environment.
To help the environment, I think that as a common person, the biggest thing you can do is be a mindful consumer. When you're out at the grocery store, or even when you're planning your meals for the week, you gotta make sure that you always keep in mind where things come from or the environmental impacts. Most of all, eating locally, it really reduces your carbon footprint.
Ever since I was little, I can remember my father. We have a compost bin in our yard and we compost everything, eggshells, all of our fruits and veggies and stuff like that, and then we bring it out into our compost, and once it turns into soil, we always use the soil to replant either a part of our lawn that might have got ruined, or when we plant flowers and stuff, we always use that soil, and we actually get like potatoes and things grow, so we always use those and eat them again.
What I do is that whenever I have a plastic can or like a Coca-Cola can, I always recycle it no matter what. If there's no recycling bin close by, I'll wait till I get home and throw it there.
To help the planet, I actually have 2 horses, and as you know, in the hot Newfoundland summers, horses will drink quite a bit of water. So instead of just having one barrel in on their field, we have 3 or 4 set around to collect the rainwater so they can drink the rainwater. And horses love treats, they love candy, but they don't get it very often. So we actually set up a little 2 gardening boxes, one filled with carrots, one filled with lettuce. Instead of going out to the store and buying a bag of carrots and feeding them, we grow our own. And as you know, horse manure is a great fertilizer. So instead of fertilizing the stuff that we grow with like store-bought chemical-filled fertilizer, we actually use the manure to fertilize their treats.
That's it for this episode of EcoVision. We hope you learned something today about how to make your food choices a little bit greener. And who knows, maybe next growing season, you could even start your own garden and take the first step toward food sustainability. Thank you for joining us today and being a part of the change.